everyone. This is Miss Gigi. We're wrapping up the evening with another juicy episode. Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about workplace bullying. My goodness. Workplace bullying is repeated mistreatment of one or more persons that are targeted by one or more persons. So it could be a group of people targeting a group of people, or it could be one person targeting one person, or a group of people targeting one person, which could be through verbal abuse, which could be through offensive conducts or behaviors, which could be like threatening, humiliating that person, or intimidating that person, and interfering with their work, which will get them fired. And this type of bullying, workplace bullying, is acts done consistently, and which has a negative effect on the recipient, which is the other person or the other persons. This can create tangible harm to someone. So you might have a good lawsuit when you go and file against workplace bullying. Listen, this could cause stress-related physical health harm. Physical harm to your health. There is medical evidence that bullying is a personalized assault that acts as overwhelming stressors, which triggers the human stress response, which affects your biological system, which is your body's response to stress widespread, like all over your body. It can cause cardiovascular damage, which is noticeable, which is hypertension to cardiac failure. Your gastrointestinal, immunological, and autoimmune systems are affected too. Neuroscience studies confirm how the brain regions, when stress is unrelenting, it floods the brain with stress hormones, and those in turn affects your memory and decision making. So you need to be mindful of how you're feeling when you're stressed out at work, or if someone's picking on you. It really does cause physical harm to your body. It causes emotional harm to your health. It's called psychological violence. This is terrible. Oh my gosh. It's emotional abuse that fosters anxiety, clinical depression, and PTSD. And it makes you start judging your own competency and undeserved self-blame, and you live in despair. And people that are targets of bullying, 50% consider suicide, and 50% actually planned it. So that is safe to say that when you're being bullied, it causes they want to test your psychological strength and your resilience. What that means is how much more of this can you take? Being bullied causes in the workplace and harms your social status. And be honest with you, we cannot remain too cooped up and too alone, because we have to get out of the sun and get out into some fresh air. To avoid becoming a recluse. Horrible tactics by these people that bully in the workplace, they ostracize and socially exclude those persons, which, makes them a social pariah, which threatens their identity, and which can also create physical pain in your body. So when they're isolated, this makes it harder to cope with stress at the time, especially when the person's tolerance for stress is being tested. Number 4, workplace bullying can cause economic harm because it makes it a very uncomfortable workplace environment, which leads to economic disaster. Some of these people, they lose their jobs. Some of them quit, a handful are terminated, and the rest are forced out through constructive discharge. So, and those being bullied, they never replace that income that they lost, that same amount that they lost. They make less money at their new job, but then they lose that position. If they was say if they got hired on as a manager and making $60,000 a year, they would find a new job being a supervisor making $30,000 a year. They get demoted. So this causes economic harm for these people. So if you know someone is being bullied in the workplace, we need to stand up and say something and report that person. That's, report that incident of bullying. They needs to be reported to upper level management, and eventually it needs to be reported to Health and Human Services. So, Royal Ones, let's stop the bullying at all costs. Stop ostracizing people. People do this that hurt. They bring harm to other people. They're hurting themselves. There's a greater problem to this. The person that's doing this has a problem themselves. They want to have power and control over other people and creating harm because it gives them make them feel like they're more in control of the situation or more in control, and they're not. That's just their way of feeling better about themselves by bringing other people down. There are people like that in this world that are just really naturally nasty, and they wake up seeing whose day they can ruin. So don't be a part of this. Because like I said, workplace bullying can be one or more persons targeting one or more persons. So don't be a part of this. Report this. All right, Ray Ones, meet me in the comment section. Have you been targeted of workplace bullying? How did that end for you? Did you report this person to the appropriate agency? Let's have this conversation. Thank you so much for listening to this message. Don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. Love, hugs, and kisses. Bye.